Hello, and welcome to another fun-filled episode of How Do You Do That? What? How do you do that? How do you do that? Today, we're going to be talking about estimating with fractions and what that should look like. Before we can go any further, though, we have to come up with some common definitions. And common definitions are going to be things that we can all agree upon, so that way we can move forward. And today, our vocab first definition is going to be benchmark. Okay, and benchmark are reference numbers that we use to compare. Now, a lot of people don't really quite get this, but benchmark numbers are 5, 10, 15, 20. Those are all benchmarks. It's those numbers that you would commonly round to, so that way you can add quickly in your head and do mental math. We're also going to be talking about estimating. And estimating is how to find out about how many or how much by using benchmark numbers. So estimating is going to be doing a mental math computation in your head to just quickly see if what you have done is close or not. And that's going to be our estimate. And then finally, round. And round is going to be to change a number to a nearby number. And that can be higher than or lower than. And we're going to talk about that today as well. So the very first thing is, when using benchmark numbers, we're going to use these benchmark numbers primarily for today. Because we are going to be working with fractions, these are going to be less than 1, or numbers between 0 and 1. So the benchmark numbers we want to use today are 0, 1/2, and 1. So when looking at the fractions, that's what we're trying to key in on. Is it closer to 0, 1/2, or 1? And that's what we're going to be using. Well, the first thing is, how do we do this? Well, I'm going to give you a fraction. And if I give you the fraction 5/8, how would you estimate that to see if it's closer to 0, 1/2, or 1? Well, for some of us, we can do that really quickly in our head because we had a lot of practice. For others, it can be a little bit more challenging. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw a number line between 0 and 1. 0. And this is going to be 1, and it can continue on forever. It's a number line. Now, I want to find the halfway point. And halfway is going to be right here. This is our halfway point. This also happens to be the number 4/8. That's going to be our halfway point. So now when estimating, we need to look at where is 5/8 going to fall closer to? To the 0, the half, or the 1? So let's plot our 5/8. So 5/8 is going to go right here. If this is 4/8, this would be 5/8. And taking a look at it, where does that fall closer to? And like most of you guys already know, you're like, oh wow, it's closer to half. And that is correct. So in estimating 5/8, 5/8 is closer to 1/2. And that's all you have to do. You just take a look at it. What number is it closer to? And as you get that number, it should become easier for you to do mental math in your head because you can round and do other things. Well, thanks for stopping by today for How Do You Do That? Hopefully that made sense and it's going to help you out a little bit. Have a great afternoon.